Team League. With me today, being very helpful, is Absentis, the streamer. Say hello.
Hello, guys.
And we also have Sino, who is frapsing everything. Well, not frapsing, Camtasiaing everything, and they will be going up on YouTube. And he'll also be taking over the second half of commentary with Absentis. Say hello. Great, and we have game one here, Wave of Babies versus Sounder. This was a requested game, and if you did play, or you know someone that played, while we're doing these games, mention it in chat, probably between games, and we'll try and get everyone that wants to see their games done. But for now, are you guys ready to start?
I'm ready when you guys are.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And Wave of Babies is the purple Zerg in the bottom left, and Sounder is the green Protoss top right. On Steeps of War, the notoriously close map, which hates expanding.
Yeah, as a Protoss yourself, how do you take advantage of a map like this when you're playing against a Zerg opponent?
Generally, some form of 10 gate. Like, lots of people, you know the cannon rush. You put the two pylons at the bottom, and then you put the cannon behind, and it generally stops the expansion. Well, you can do a form of that which starts off with a gateway, and generally the zealot gets there before his lings would get there. So his drone that's at the ramp that tries to block you off can't do that job. So it's actually very hard to counter on this map because, well, the distance is so small. But I mean, lots of people used to 2-gate. You generally want to just do some sort of push eventually. Not 2-gate anymore, obviously, because that's a lot harder now. And if Zergs are any good, half as good at countering it before the Zealot nerf, they can definitely do it now. But anyway, no gas yet for Wave of Babies, so probably not looking at speedlings.
No, roaches are a popular choice. I don't know if that's what he's going for. He might be saving up. Nope, he's getting gas.
Yeah. Could still be roaches, but I think kind of unlikely. But I mean, they are a good choice on this map, obviously, because of the short distance, and roaches are probably one of the slowest units in the game, besides Queens off creep.
I'm being told in chat that my voice is rather quiet. I'm using than I usually use while casting, so I'm gonna change things up after this.
Okay.
This drone being annoying and preventing a wall off. Cybernet's core does go down, but a valiant effort nonetheless.
Yeah. Generally, the longer you delay that, the later the 4-gate is, if he's doing 4-gate. And, well, it's kind of a telltale sign that he's spending a lot of chronos on probes, so it's not going to be a too full-on full warp gate push anyway. And no expansion yet for Wave of Babies.
Nope, but he does put down a Roach Warren. He produced a few Zerglings. A couple of them are going to be sent out right now. And
they'll get there before the Zealot comes out, actually. Not that 2 Zerglings can do too much, but it's still gets a lot of info, and generally is annoying.
Yeah, those 2 Zerglings aren't going to be able to do too much. That Zealot comes out and chases them away. Alright, just hold on a second. I'll be back in a moment, and I'm going to leave it on Wave of Babies cam.
Okay. And, well, we see he's not making any roaches yet. He's just building up his lava, building up an econ. He does have a lot of gas in the bank, because he got the gas a bit early. And, probes are pulled, killing one of the Zerglings, the other one's down to little health. I think he killed a probe there. I'm not quite sure because I kind of missed the action, I'm afraid. 2 more gateways going down for Sounder. It looks like pretty much your full war gate push, but without the chrono. And he's doing it in full knowledge that Zerg knows it's coming. Zerg who has not expanded yet. That said, actually, The roach is moving out, like just one roach, because he knows there's nothing at the wall yet. And more roaches are coming. Sentry is on the way. 2 sentries on the way. I would like to see a sentry and a stalker, to be honest. But I think he got supply blocked earlier, and that's why he has so few units. And Zealot comes out the wall, and Protoss is going to feel the pressure here, although Sentry's going to come out. He should be able to force field the ramp and morph those into gateways. Not that... oh, roaches are a little bit fat, they can't actually fit through that. And he wastes the second one, but warp gate's powering up, and 4 stalkers, well, he can only afford... okay, well, since the sentry died, he can afford more stalkers, but he should be able to deal with this quite handily. As long as he micros against them and doesn't stand there and get hit by the roaches. And nasty little mistake there, because stalkers are faster, they have more range than roaches. You really need to micro them. 2 more stalkers come in the back here, and he really needs a pylon because he's going to get blocked again in a second. Couple of roaches on low health. He focuses one down, focuses the second down. That's good enough at least. But the problem is more roaches are on the way, and he just cannot keep the army composition up to deal with the pressure that Zerg is putting on here. And Sentry comes at the ramp too little too late, sadly, as the roaches are already up, and Protoss could be in a lot of trouble right now.
Alright, I am back, and indeed he could be in a lot of trouble. Those are a whole bunch of roaches. Not too much coming out from Sounder. He's got that 4 gate going, but not really spending as well as he probably could.
Yeah, I mean, when the 4 gate finished, he had a bit of a supply issue. Like, he was only able to build things when things died. And he's using a lot of probes to these roaches.
Yeah, economically, you can see he's down, and it will update in just a moment, showing us how many harvesters he really has. For the moment, more roaches are now trying to unpower those gateways, now kind of trading shots back and forth with stalkers.
Yeah, roaches come down the ramp, and Zerglings corrupt up, but this is a good position for the Protoss. Zerglings get trapped behind and end up just dying, and not much he can do to the nice little choke Protoss had going on there. And he knows his head, he knows he doesn't want to throw away any advantage he's got by losing his army and exposing himself to a counter push.
Yeah, you see Sounder's proxy pylon hasn't been able to do much of anything. Right now, Waveofbabies has his opponent contained. He's getting his lair up. Probably needs a few more drones. Is it natural than just the 2 that he has? But he's in a pretty good place.
Sounder's pushing out right
trying
now.
To push out.
And this is a good situation because you want the Zerg to be on the back line with the roaches. Because, okay, well, normally you chase them with stalkers because you're just so much faster, and you can do a lot of damage to roaches off creep without them being able to hunt them in return. But it's obvious he wants to get the next round of units in from the warp gates and push a bit more comfortably, and not risk being surrounded by the threat of speedlings.
Yeah.
And here's the push right now. Let's see how Waveofbabies deals with this. Lots of speedlings coming out. 8 more in production just popped, and he should be able to... also, nice little force fields keeping the speedlings off, but could there just be too many units? And Protoss does seem to just have the units to deal with this. Speedlings weren't able to get a good surround on the low health units. Force fields kept them off, and roaches were not in significant enough number to deal with the damage. But 20 more speedlings on the way, so that's 40 speedlings, 20 in production. But sorry, no, it's 20 in production. Force field on the ramp blocks up the ones from the main, and hatchery goes down. So counter from Sounder, evening up the odds a bit.
Yeah, Waveofbabies, he might be losing this expo. Pulling all his drones off, and he has a force field on his ramp now. I am just approaching 12. Yeah, looks like Sounder's going to be able to take care of that. But with the help of a few speedlings, those drones will manage to hold off that little push. And those few remaining zealots are going to be intercepted by these speedlings.
I'm at 12:32 now.
I'm at 12:26. I'm at 12:32 right now. So right now he's pushing in with a group of Zerglings. There's a single Zealot to defend. He's standing guard all by himself. There's a few more sentries, or there's a couple sentries being warped in. Those should hold things off for a little bit longer. And now Hydra's coming out to complement the Roach Zergling composition.
So yeah, I mean, despite that, Zerg's still ahead in workers. It's 26-20, but it's a lot better than it was 10 minutes ago for Protoss. Like 10 minutes ago, it was 12-21. Now it's 21-26. But Protoss lacks the units here. He could be in trouble. He's warping in one Stalker. But Waveofbabies doesn't really have much to target. He's going to lose sight on the high ground, and then he's going to have to back off.
Yep, he's getting his natural expansion back. I think he just finished the group spines upgrade to give his Hydras more range. Yeah, at this point he's just trying to rally more troops. Sounder is valiantly trying to maintain his single base. Still making probes. Excellent choice.
Yeah, Protoss is actually now dead even on the economy again, 25-25. But the hatchery is up for Waveofbabies. But that's the other thing. In situations like this, if Protoss hadn't taken such a huge econ hit, he'd be mining out. But he still has a couple of minutes left, at least, in that main base. So he's not under too much pressure, as the Zerg might think he's putting on him with the contain. I mean, I like the idea of the contain, but his units are still pretty light on the HP part, and I can see Protoss breaking this quite easily. Especially, I think he's picking the right units, warping Zealots here. There's no...
Zerglings charging up the ramp, Roaches and Hydras in the back. They're going to be force fielded off. He loses vision of the high ground, so he can't do much there. So again, kind of content to hang out by the base of the ramp and getting a Spire up now. Presumably, Zerg thinks if he can't get through the ramp, might as well go by air and just go around it.
Yeah, actually, there's a lot of Hydralisks here right now, and these will just tear through these gateway units. He just needs to keep the damage off the Hydras, and he should be able to do a lot with those spines. And it was great that he sent the Roaches up first, because they took the damage, and the Hydras were able to get the shots off from the low ground. But I mean, he has to be careful. Although, I mean, there's only ranged units for the Protoss now. If there were a couple of Zealots, I'd be worried, but I really fancy Waveofbabies' chances right here, especially with the range upgraded. He's got a great position from the low ground, can get the better concave, which matters a lot in PvZ, CPP.
Now, Protoss is getting the charge upgraded for the Zealots, so good choice, I think. Alright, Speedling's running up again, getting force fielded, getting a little bit more vision on the high ground, but losing it rather quickly. And again, Zerg is forced to back off.
Yeah, I mean, you see how much damage those Hydras did. I mean, while he lost the Speedlings, he took out 2 sentries and 2 Zealots, and those 2 sentries had a lot of energy, so he's really disabling the ability Protoss has to force field, and he's had to build 3 more sentries. And really, I mean, the charge is going, but look, he only has 1 Zealot. It's not going to be too useful at this point.
No, and those minerals are looking less and less healthy in his main. He's pushing out right now, putting up a Guardian Shield. I think this is a fatal mistake here. The Roaches and Hydras are going to be able to do quite a bit, and that Mutalisk and Overlord are going to be able to give vision of the high ground now. So those range units that were previously stymied can now hit with Great Abandon. A bunch of Stalkers being warped in. No sentry for force field though. Zerg could just run right up.
Yeah, Protoss is dead in the water at this point. I mean, Zerg did good in that. I mean, okay, he lost his hatchery, but he retained enough drones and didn't lose enough drones that he was able to. Oh, no good game there on my screen.